Hello. So I'm on week 3. This is about God and specifically Anselm's definition and is the logic sound. So I like talking about this. I personally don't believe in any God or gods, but I like the idea of taking something like this that triggers people and breaking it down logically. So the syllogism in this argument is God is defined as the greatest conceivable being, which I don't agree with. A being that exists in reality is greater than a being that exists only in the mind. That's interesting. If God exists only in mind, something greater could be conceived, but nothing greater than God can be conceived by definition. Therefore, God must exist in reality. So I think I have prompts for someone trying to break this down. I disagree with all of it. Because to me, God's not real. Just like Santa. So saying this being is greater than anything conceivable to me doesn't mean anything to me. I think if people are hearing voices that are gods, they should be on meds. There's no proof. We have quantum physics. We have quantum computing. We've been all over space. We know there might be parallel worlds. There's no God. God needs to be in the clouds as Zeus. Not there. It's not in space. It's not in the earth. So I don't believe in it. This logic, though, I like, but it's flawed because he's going into it 100% sure that God's real with no proof. So how can you say that God is the greatest conceivable being in reality or in your mind when there's no proof it's even there? I've never seen a God. Does Anselm's argument succeed as a philosophical proof? No. So the move that's most vulnerable to me is coming out and just saying that than which nothing greater can be conceived. How do we know that? How do we know a God was conceived, let alone nothing is greater? That to me is the weakest point. How can you come out with zero proof of something, even philosophically, and just claim this is the best? That would be like you've never been boxing before and you go into a boxing gym and you say, I'm the greatest boxer ever. And you've never even done it before. It doesn't hold up at all. And say what tells us about whether reason alone can settle questions. No. Reason alone can't settle anything. Can we reason anything? No. Do you remember the Facebook post of a dress and no one could agree on what color it was? Reasoning's flawed. If the mind using the reason is flawed, you're hungry, you're addicted to something, you've been through trauma, you're mentally ill, there's no reason. Look at our whole world. Look at our world that we know now about the people in charge, about all the stuff going on. And some people think their reasoning is 100%, and it's obviously flawed. Just like this argument that God is defined as the greatest conceivable being. I don't even think there is. I've never seen a God or a gods ever. I've never seen any proof. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in Bigfoot. I don't believe in stories like Santa. It is purely deductive. I like, though, that this is a logical flow. It's flawed to me. Right? This is hindsight, though. This guy long ago made this, and I think it's great he tried. But in modern day, to me, this is childish to me to make a claim like that. That's like an all or nothing claim. This is real, right? That's how a lot of religions win. They're very sure of themselves with zero proof or evidence. I think philosophically having some kind of proof is needed to make a claim like this. Also, something I want to add to this, it says your job isn't evaluating whether you believe in God. And I think it's impossible to share that opinion with a question like this without answering that. I think that's a weird thing to put in there. How can I evaluate this without answering that question? So I went ahead and answered what I think because this whole logic is flawed to me based on what I believe in.